I've always been enamored by the design of the eye, how it can take in distance and color, and I've always been very thankful for the fact that I have them and that they're working fine. But I'm not sure they're doing what they were made for anymore. Most of what I look at in a day is clothes, screens, walls, and even when I leave the house, our vision doesn't really travel all that far. Everything is flat, everything is near, and everything is controlled. Our eyes are always active, but they're never really exploring. In addition to everything being close and right in our faces, everything is also designed to grab our attention. We scroll, tap, like, forward, move on immediately to the next video, most likely before we've even finished the one we were looking at, with sometimes hours having gone by, with our eyes glued wide open to that screen. It gives us these quick hits of dopamine, juicing our brain, and it keeps our eyes locked in, constantly tight, constantly engaged, but they never really seem to get a chance to just relax. Our eyes weren't designed just to focus on things close by. They were made to adjust, to look near and then far, to track movement, to take in depth, light, color. There are tiny miracles of muscles in our eyes that are capable of doing all of this. But when we only use them in one way, something starts to feel off. And I think that's why nature feels so different. When you look at trees, or the sky, or the rolling hills in the distance, your eyes don't just focus, they travel. You're constantly shifting, near, far, movement, light, life, and without even trying, your eyes finally start to relax. And there's something about color too. The colors we see most in nature, greens and blues, actually tend to have a calming effect on your nervous system because we were designed to be immersed in those environments, which is probably why just looking at the sky for a moment, it feels peaceful. We don't need to try to slow down. It just happens. Someone once said, the proper way to look at another person is through their eyes. And for centuries, the eyes have been called the windows to the soul. And when we look at the structure of the eye, that starts to feel more real. Light comes into the eye through a flexible lens. It gets focused and lands on the retina, and almost instantly is sent directly to your brain. And there it does more than just present you with information on the world around you. It also affects how you feel. Every time light enters your eye, your brain releases dopamine, regulating your mood and managing your body's sleep cycle. So seeing isn't just visual. It is deeply connected to how you experience life. And it starts with 6 tiny muscles around each eye that control how it moves. And then even smaller muscles inside your eye that gently change the shape of your lens so you can focus on things near and far. Knowing this design isn't just about knowledge, it actually helps us. Take the body, for instance. Something we're all familiar with nowadays is that when we sit down for long periods of time, our hip tightens, we lose flexibility, and our body aches. That's because some muscles aren't used and some are used too much. So, knowing this, we develop stretches to loosen them and help our body regain balance. The same works with our eyes. When we stare at one thing for too long, especially something flat and two dimensional like a screen, our muscles don't get the exercise they need. Instead of being dynamic, instead of loosening and tightening, everything remains frozen in time and muscles go unused. Here's a simple rule recommended to help you take care of your eyes. For every 20 minutes you spend looking at a screen or something close by, look at something 20 feet away for just 20 seconds. Even that small shift helps your eyes reset, like you getting up from your work table to walk around and to stretch your hips. You can also just let your eyes move more. Look far, and then look near, and then far again. Follow something moving like leaves or birds, or just step outside and look at something green for a minute, preferably a tree. But even with all of this, these are still little fixes. They help, but they don't replace what we've lost. Because the truth is, our eyes weren't designed for exercises. They were designed for environments, for open skies, for distance, for movement, for depth, for creation, not just for screens. Maybe our eyes aren't weak. They've just forgotten. Forgotten what it feels like to look far, beyond just the day. And maybe the real rest for our eyes isn't found in closing them, but in finally letting them see what they were made to see.